The drone world is alive with speculation, and at the center of it all stands the DJI Mini 5 Pro. If you've been following drones for years, you know how rare it is for a single upcoming model to create this much buzz. And yet here we are, with leaks, insider reports, and whispers of breakthrough features dominating every discussion forum. The Mini 5 Pro is not just another drone. It could be the release that shifts the balance of the entire lightweight category. Let's step back for a moment. When DJI first launched the Mini series, the concept was simple. A drone under 250 grams that didn't need complicated paperwork, registrations, or licenses in many countries. For hobbyists, this was freedom. For travelers, this was convenience. For beginners, it was a way into the drone world without hurdles. The formula worked beautifully. The Mini series exploded in popularity, and DJI cemented its dominance. But technology moves quickly, and expectations move even faster. Over time, pilots began asking for more. A better camera. Better sensors. More cinematic control. Yet every request seemed to push against the same wall: weight. How do you give users a 1-inch sensor, advanced obstacle detection, and intelligent flight modes without crossing the 250-gram threshold? The common answer was, you don't. People assumed DJI would eventually have to compromise. Either they'd stay under the limit and keep things basic, or they'd go over the limit and sacrifice the very identity of the Mini series. That was the accepted belief. But now the leaks tell a different story. According to insiders, DJI has pulled off a miracle. The Mini 5 Pro, it seems, will deliver all the flagship-level upgrades people dreamed about, while still weighing under 250 grams. If this is true, it changes everything. It proves that innovation can rewrite the rules. It shows that portability and power do not have to be enemies. And it places DJI yet again at the top of the industry, showing what is possible when engineering meets ambition. The weight limit itself deserves more attention. 250 grams is not an arbitrary number. It is the dividing line set by aviation regulators across regions like the United States, Europe, and Asia. Under that threshold, drones are treated more like consumer electronics. Over that threshold, they are treated like small aircraft. The difference is enormous. Fly under the line, and you enjoy flexibility. Fly over it, and you face restrictions, paperwork, sometimes even fees. For travelers, it's the difference between tossing a drone into a backpack versus filling out forms at airports. For hobbyists, it's the difference between spontaneous fun and bureaucratic frustration. This is why the Mini 5 Pro holding that weight limit is so groundbreaking. DJI isn't just making a lighter drone. They're preserving freedom. They're protecting that sense of spontaneity. And they're doing it while giving users professional-grade features once thought impossible at this size. The biggest leap, of course, lies in the camera. In the world of imaging, nothing matters more than the sensor. A 1-inch sensor is a giant step up for a drone this size. It means better low-light performance, better dynamic range, and richer detail in every shot. Pair that with a 24mm equivalent lens and a bright f/1.8 aperture, and suddenly you're talking about footage that rivals much larger, heavier drones. Think about the possibilities. Sunrise flights over mountains where shadows stretch long and golden. City skylines at dusk where the lights begin to sparkle against a fading sky. Forests bathed in soft golden hour light. With the Mini 5 Pro, these scenes won't just be captured. They'll be cinematic. That f/1.8 aperture will create natural background blur, separating subjects from their surroundings. Every frame will carry that polished, professional look that creators crave. But DJI didn't stop at sensor size. The leaks suggest 4K recording at 120 frames per second. For creators, that is gold. Slow motion at such high resolution opens a new world of storytelling. Imagine capturing a skateboarder mid-trick, slowing down every detail of the movement. Imagine filming waves as they crash against the rocks, stretching the moment into something poetic. Imagine wildlife captured with clarity and grace, every wing beat or leap frozen in cinematic slow motion. That's what 4K 120 frames per second means. It's not just a technical feature. It's a tool for storytelling. And then there's the 48mm mode. By cropping into the sensor, the Mini 5 Pro can mimic a telephoto lens. This means pilots no longer need to fly dangerously close to capture details. From a safe distance, you can zoom in on architecture, wildlife, or even people in a scene, without losing quality. For filmmakers, this flexibility is priceless. Wide establishing shots, close-up details, subject isolation, all from the same small drone. But the Mini 5 Pro is not only about visuals. It's also about safety and confidence. Traditional drones rely on vision-based systems for obstacle detection. These work well in daylight, but at night, in forests, or near reflective surfaces, they struggle. The Mini 5 Pro, however, is rumored to feature LiDAR-based detection. This is a different level of sensing. LiDAR uses lasers to map the environment with accuracy, even in darkness or glare. Early leaks suggest it may even detect thin wires, one of the trickiest hazards for drones. For professionals flying in unpredictable environments, this is a breakthrough. For beginners nervous about crashes, it's reassurance. Flight dynamics are also set to improve. The gimbal, according to leaks, could allow 330 degrees of yaw movement and around 225 degrees of usable capture angle. That kind of flexibility means more creative flight paths. Corkscrew spirals, dramatic horizon tilts, sweeping cinematic motions that once required larger rigs, all could be possible on the Mini 5 Pro. Pair this with DJI's legendary stabilization, and you have a drone that doesn't just capture footage. It inspires creativity. Even the smaller details show DJI's attention to refinement. Tap and twist propellers for faster setup. Quieter swept-back tips for less noise in the air. A new protective system for greater durability. These details may sound small, but for travelers, they matter enormously. A drone that sets up faster means fewer missed opportunities. A quieter drone draws less attention in public spaces. A more durable build means peace of mind when conditions get rough. Each of these refinements adds up to an experience that feels seamless. Convenience extends further with the rumored quick launch button. Imagine unfolding your drone, pressing one button, and watching it lift directly from your hand. No controller, no complicated setup. Just instant flight. For spontaneous creators, this is revolutionary. Inspiration often strikes without warning, and with a quick launch system, the Mini 5 Pro makes sure you never miss the shot. Then there's endurance. Battery life is always the silent deal-breaker for drones. Too short, and you're constantly interrupted. Too long, and the drone grows heavy. DJI seems to have struck a balance. Reports point to a standard 36 minutes of flight time, impressive for a sub-250G drone. But for those who want more, an extended battery option could push flight time close to 50 minutes. Yes, it may nudge the drone over the weight limit. But here's the beauty, DJI is giving users the choice. Do you want ultimate portability or maximum endurance? The decision rests with you. Pricing is another piece of the puzzle. Insiders suggest the Mini 5 Pro will fall in the $899 to $999 range. At first glance, that sounds premium. But think about what you're getting: a 1-inch sensor, 4K 120 frames per second, telephoto capability, LiDAR obstacle detection, advanced gimbal rotation, extended batteries, quick launch convenience, all under 250 grams. Suddenly, that price doesn't just make sense. It feels like value. Of course, DJI is not alone. competition is rising. Companies like Insta360 are stepping into the lightweight drone space, offering immersive storytelling tools. Political pressures and supply chain issues also create uncertainty. But in many ways, this makes the Mini 5 Pro even more important. It's DJI's answer to rising challenges. It's their way of proving that they still lead, not follow. At its core, the Mini 5 Pro is about freedom. Freedom to fly without licenses. Freedom to create without compromise. Freedom to capture professional-level footage without carrying bulky gear. It's a product that doesn't just serve creators. It empowers them. And that is why the drone community is so excited. Because the Mini 5 Pro isn't just a drone. It's a milestone. It redefines what's possible under 250 grams. It tells a new story about engineering, creativity, and innovation. And when it finally launches, it may very well mark the beginning of a new chapter in aerial cinematography.